I would say yes, definitely. I think it's super cool. I think that times have changed, and I think it's never been cooler than it is now. I think we're seeing a change in employers that are increasingly looking for more entrepreneurial skills, as well as families that are more understanding of it as a career choice. And I think whatever happens, whether you have a super successful business or perhaps one that you try and doesn't work out, I think it sends out a really positive signal that you have been willing to give it a go and you weren't afraid to try. So I think that can only be a good thing.
Having your own startup is something that comes with passion. The coolness is about how your style, how you do it, and the environment that you create. You can have a cool startup, you can have a very intense environment inside a startup as well. So to me, these terms doesn't go together, not necessarily, but it can. But that's all depends upon the entrepreneur's vision and the way that person wants to drive that business forward.
There is definitely a buzz around startups, and I don't like buzzes, and but I do think beyond the cool, it's tough. It's a lot of ups and downs. You might think, oh, it's cool, it's fun. Actually, half the time you're worried about funding not coming in. What are people going to think about me? Because you are putting yourself out there constantly.
Cool. What does cool really mean? If you want to be really cool, you need one of these electric scooters probably. That's really, really cool. I think in hindsight, it's probably cool. You have founded your company, we built the company, we scaled the company, we also sold the company. I think that's pretty cool. But if you do it from day to day and you wake up in the morning and you do long hours and you work the weekends, that's probably not cool. So in hindsight, it was probably very cool being an entrepreneur. On the other hand, if you put it under a microscope, of course there's many situations you think it would be much, much easier to do something else in life than being an entrepreneur.
Startups are really cool in the beginning. You have the idea, you're proselytizing, you're pitching, it's great, you're telling everybody you're going to do this thing, and it feels fantastic. That's a stage at which we get people at London Business School. And I've got a particular course that is the Entrepreneurship Summer School, which I run, and they all come in terribly enthusiastic about that idea, which is lovely because it energizes them. Now, once they've decided whether the idea has got legs, which is really what we're trying to do in that course that I run, then kind of comes the hard work. And it's a lot underground, it's a lot of disappointment, it's emotional highs and lows, and it is hard work, and it is quite lonely, and for a long time you won't have much to show for it. So is that cool? It probably isn't very cool. Then you get your first customer, and you can go out and talk about that and send out your first invoice, and then it becomes really cool again because that's something else that you can talk about and you're bringing in money. But then you have to start building and scaling, and that's a lot of hard work, so that can be a low as well. And I think where we really see it becoming cool again is at the very end of the process, when you've built an amazing business, it's clearly got traction. And again in LBS we try to celebrate that phase as much as we can because we want to show the art of the possible, and we have this amazing competition called the Real Innovation Awards, where we deliberately trying to celebrate the people who've made it through both that very cool phase and the very uncool phase, but somehow have triumphed to the end.